thank you for joining me. I'm Anushka, and this is your lunar update for the new moon in Taurus on the 26th of April at 6 degrees and 27 minutes. So we've had so much kind of crazy fire energy and all this retrograde energy going on, and a lot of us haven't known whether we're coming or going, and there's been a lot of getting to the bottom of stuff to do, and there's been a lot of kind of starting to rework plans, rethink things, really trying to figure out what our truth is. And so there's a lot going on, and there's been a lot going on, you know, for a little while now. So this new moon in Taurus is lovely because it helps to ground us. You know, it really helps to kind of get us back in touch with nature, and it's an opportunity for us to, amidst what feels like maybe a little bit of chaos, just to reconnect. You know, Taurus is about nature. Taurus is about the five senses and the physical world. And so this is a great day and a great time to just reconnect with Earth, get back outside and ground some of this energy that we've been dealing with, because there's a lot that's been going on, like I said. And so this is really great energy for just, you know, getting out into the garden, doing some gardening, getting out into nature, just exploring the physical senses again and reconnecting with the simplicity of what it is to be a human being and in a human body, you know. And sometimes that's what we need when there is so much going on. We just need to kind of ground ourselves a bit and do something that's a bit more mundane and kind of practical feeling, but allows us just to get back into some sense of normality and to reconnect with Earth, because there's so much positive healing energy when we reconnect with Earth and with nature and with Gaia. And funnily enough, the number 6, like I said, the new moon is at 6 degrees, so the number 6 is actually one of the most harmonious numbers in numerology, and it's considered the number of Gaia and the number of healing and nurturing. So this all connects with the same sentiment. So really take the time at this new moon, if you can, to be in nature, to connect with the Earth, to just take some time out from whatever busy schedule it might be, or whatever is going on in your head or in your emotions, and just feel that support from Mother Earth and let it all go for a moment. You know, walk barefoot on the sand or on the earth, whatever it is you need to do. Get your hands in the mud whilst you're gardening. You know, go and enjoy a beautiful view and just take that time to reconnect. At the same time, this new moon is, you know, because Taurus is about what we value and it's about our security. So some of us could be feeling quite savvy in a financial sense. We might be thinking about making new plans business-wise, or how we might invest things. We might be thinking about our values. And because Mercury is retrograde as well, this is a good time for reconsidering those things. Not necessarily the best time for action until you've really thought things through. I know Mars is wanting to pull us into action, but Mercury is saying, you know, make sure you think things through. What do you value? What really does security mean to you? Who do you value? How do you value yourself? All those kinds of things, they can be coming up. So things to do with investment, money, anything that you value, personal relationships. And I would say, you know, take the time to let these things, to mull over these things and let these things kind of find their place in the background whilst you're enjoying nature. Because sometimes we find that actually when we step away from, say if we're focusing on a subject a lot, whether it's a relationship, whether it's our financial situation, sometimes when we're focusing on it so much we can't see the we can't see the picture that clearly because we're up too close to it. And you find that when you take time out, when you decide to go and spend some time with friends, or just to take a walk, or to meditate, or just be in nature, or whatever it is you choose to do that helps you to kind of chill out, all of a sudden the answer pops out. And it's because you're not asking the question anymore. And, you know, quite often when we are up against something that we're trying to maneuver around or deal with, what we don't realize is we're continuously asking the question. So say it's to do with relationship, we're continuously asking, well, why isn't my relationship working? Let me look at that. Why is that like that? And when you're always asking why, you're not open to receiving the answer. You know, the answer is on a different vibrational level. So sometimes taking time away from those things that we value, those things that are important to us, allowing our mind to have time away from those things and to just reconnect with Earth and the simplicity and beauty of life, actually brings the answer in quite just from nowhere at times. So that's really lovely, and I think there's opportunity for that at this new moon. Venus is in Pisces as well, so themes of like beauty, and you might even be getting, you know, as you're in nature, you might be feeling quite spiritually connected. And like I said, that's where you could have these downloads of information or this inspiration and insight that suddenly gives you the answer that you couldn't find when you were focusing on whatever you were focusing on. So, you know, that's something that can come about at this new moon. Now I'm going to just run through what this new moon means for each of the signs individually. You can click forward if you like to find yours, listen to them all, whatever you like. So yeah, thank you for watching the intro, and now on to the reading for each sign. Hello Aries, this new moon is about your sense of security and the security you derive from the things that you value. So this can also translate as just really feeling nurtured and supported by your physical environment. You know, you might be spending more time in your garden, you might be spending more time outdoors and feeling really supported and nurtured and kind of stabilized by that. At the same time, it's also about finances and things of value. So, you know, this is a good time for you to initiate new financial plans and to look at how far you've come and what you've been doing up to now. How has it provided you with a sense of security? This is a good time to think about what you might want to initiate on a financial level, and in terms of, like I said, the things that you value. Mars is in your 4th house. Mars moved into your 4th house on the 21st of April. So this is, again, it's about that drive for security and that feeling of wanting security. So, you know, what can you do? What can you do to make sure that you're feeling supported and feeling connected? Ultimately, security comes from within, but we like to have in our immediate environment situations which make us feel supported. So these are things that might be coming up for you at this new moon. Hello Taurus, this new moon is in your 1st house. So there's a feeling of feeling kind of quite bold and renewed, and as though you want to present yourself anew to the world. You might be thinking about how you come across to other people and maybe wanting to show something new about yourself, something different about yourself. It's about sensuality as well, and you might have been feeling a little bit, you might have been feeling like not that sexy or maybe not that attractive, that kind of thing. But now with the new moon in your 1st house, is an opportunity for a makeover if you want it. This is an opportunity to kind of present yourself in a way that feels good to you and feels right to you, because you'll be thinking about how you come across to others. That it's important to remember that it's about being authentic. Yes, you can put your best foot forward, but it's got to be authentically you. Venus is in your 11th house at the time of this new moon, and then quickly moves into your 12th not long after on the 28th. So with Venus in your 12th house in a kind of behind the scenes area, it could be that you decide to bring a part of yourself out into the open that perhaps you hadn't done before. Maybe you're valuing something about yourself that you used to keep hidden, and you want to now present this to the world. So that could be a really interesting way that this plays out for you. Hello Gemini. So for you, this new moon is in the quietest part of your house, of your chart, sorry. So it's in your 12th house. So for me, this is about taking time for yourself. This is about TLC. This is about private, quiet time. Don't allow yourself to get drained by being out and about too much, because it's important right now, because of what's going on under the surface, for you to just have space. So space in nature is preferable. Like I said, you know, the new moon's in Taurus, so it's about connecting with nature. It's about the simplicity of being a human being. And so for you, that would be a really great use of this energy. Honor yourself by giving yourself time, by just sweeping away any cobwebs that might be there. Your ruling planet is retrograde at the time of this new moon, so you can be thinking about what impact groups and people, groups you belong to, and friendships, and just relations in general, what impact they've had on you. That might be something that would be going through your mind, because Mercury is retrograding. It's gone into your 11th house. So that's your networks, groups you belong to, and associations, your dreams and goals even. So these are times when you might be thinking about, you know, evaluating these things. So it's important you give yourself space and time for this. I think this is, although it's not so much of an outward focused new moon for you personally, it's a chance for an inner spring cleaning and an inner fresh start. And that's great, because then as we come into your birthday, as we get into your birthday month, you'll see how this has helped you to feel renewed, and how clearing the decks now, it actually gives you a better picture and a better run-up for when your birthday actually comes along, and that the sun is in your sign and you're feeling reinvigorated. So this is a time for just clearing away some of the cobwebs in preparation for your kind of coming out. Hello Cancer, this new moon for you is in your 11th house, and so this is a great time for you to be setting up new kind of projects, especially with other people. This is a great time for that. It's a great time for networking. If there's something you need from someone else to get ahead in your business, is a good time to link up with somebody else, to kind of maybe sell or market your products through another party. So this is about linking up with groups and causes, and it's not just about you getting ahead. It's doing something that's mutually beneficial. You know, if you work with that energy, then you're likely to get the most out of this. So the first 2 weeks after this new moon are great for setting up these projects, working with other people, and aligning with a cause that might be kind of greater than yourself to a certain extent. You've also got Venus, which is in the 9th house at the time of this new moon, but a few days later on the 28th will actually move into your 10th house. So this is going from the 9th house of long range planning and growth. So, you know, this is great. So coupled with the new moon, you know, it's about aligning with, networking with people that will help your growth, career-wise, in terms of where you want to go in life. And then with Venus moving into 10th house, a few days later, it really strengthens and highlights the ability for you to get ahead whilst working with others. So there's some really supportive energy here for you, in terms of networking, in terms of getting your product out there, getting yourself out there, pushing your career ahead. And it's nice because it's like, you know, the feeling is that you have support and people want to help you, and you're able to make your cause align with other people's causes. Hello Leo, the spotlight here really is on your career with this new moon. We've got the sun there in your 10th house and the new moon happening in this 10th house. So we're really reinvigorating what it is you do in the world, your place in society, and you're making new plans. You're probably linking up with people, connecting with people, looking at how you can change, transform, or get or make what you do in the world line up with what you truly want, what you truly believe, what you want for your long-term goals. Venus is going to be moving into your 9th house on the 28th. So this supports the idea of long-term planning, long-term goals. And so with the energy in the 9th and 10th, you know, it's really about reinvigorating your career, reinvigorating what you do in the world, and a fresh start here. So great time for taking opportunities in terms of career. Obviously Mercury is retrograde, so it's a case of having to think things through and making sure you know all the details, but you're definitely feeling like you want to shake things up and you want to push forward somehow. So this is great energy for fresh starts and goal setting in terms of what you do in the world. Hello Virgo. Right, this new moon could find you feeling a little bit restless. Virgo, you are wanting to expand, you're wanting to grow, you're wanting to have new experiences, you want to break free, you want to, it's just like you're on fire, you just want to get out there. And so this new moon is great for expanding the mind, you know, do something that feeds your soul, that gives you passion, incorporating new beliefs, new philosophical ideas into your life might be something that you find quite fulfilling right now, and you're probably very open to. Venus, Mercury's retrograde in your 8th house at the time of this new moon, and Venus 2 days later moves into your 8th house. So the 8th house can be very much about investigative work, research, going deep with things, really getting to the bottom of things. So this kind of supports this new moon in your 9th house. You know, if you want to expand and grow and transform and experience something new, Venus, you know, and Mercury are pushing you to do that. You can take in a lot of new information. You can research a lot of stuff. You have the ability to expand your mind through a lot of learning and a lot of growth mentally and emotionally. For some of you, this might be literally physically, travel-wise, but definitely I think on a philosophical level. And I think quite often when we feel stuck in life, we think the change that we need is physical, but it's not necessarily so. Sometimes when we feel stuck, what we actually need is a new way of looking at life, a new way of seeing ourselves, a new way of seeing the possibilities that are open to us and exploring those possibilities. So for you, this is a fantastic time to do that. Libra, you have amazing insights at the moment into people's motivations and your motivations. You have a strong sixth sense right now in relationships. Use it, work with people to create harmony and balance. You're great at doing that. If you want to take out a loan, if you want to invest in anything, this is a great time to start looking into that. You might find something surprises you. Hello Scorpio, this new moon for you is in your 7th house of relationships. So this could be a good opportunity for a fresh start in terms of business relationships or romantic relationships, and looking at issues of give and take and balance, fairness, harmony, how supported you feel in your business or in your one-on-one relationships, and if there is any place that you don't feel supported, what you can do, you know, looking at, okay, what can I do to change that, what can I communicate about this, and looking at whether your one-on-one relationships are actually that suitable for you. It might be that you decide to make a fresh start by going it alone in some way. That could be a possibility with this new moon. Pluto is your ruling planet. Pluto is in your 3rd house. So this is transforming the way that you think, the way that you communicate. And so this is obviously will be having an impact on your one-on-one relationships. And it might be that you're starting to see that the way that you viewed relationship or the way that you communicate in relationship didn't serve your highest purposes or your highest expression of yourself. So that could be something that you're transforming, and this new moon could be a really nice time for kind of implementing a new behavior, a new way of expressing yourself in your one-on-one relationships. Hello Sagittarius. This new moon is a great time for you to take care of the details and to take care of business, sort out anything related to health and to your daily schedule. New moon in the 6th house, like I said, great for diets, great for implementing healthier ways of being, giving up anything that no longer serves you, implementing a new health habit, taking care of your daily schedule. If you're self-employed, you know, how is your day-to-day routine? Is it a bit of a mess? Is it a bit all over the place? Is it time to say, right, I'm going to get up at this time, I'm going to work till this time, I'm going to take a break then? Do you know what I mean? Do implement things that support you and support your well-being. You've got Saturn in your sign as well, so this is wanting you to get clear, to build firm foundations, and firm foundations are often built on the mundane. They're built on those little minute details of our lives, like what time we get up in the morning, how we take care of ourselves, what we eat, what we drink, all of those things. Saturn wants you to have a healthy, solid base. And so this new moon is great for working with Saturn in your sign to say, right, I'm going to clear things up, I'm going to take care of business, I'm going to take care of the details. You'll be quite detail oriented during this time. So it's fantastic for implementing anything new health-wise. We've got Venus in your 4th house, which moves into your 5th house 2 days after this new moon. So on the 28th, Venus goes into your 5th house. And Mercury is in your 5th house as well at the time of this new moon. So this is about fun and creativity and self-expression. And so how I see this is that if you want to feel good, if you want to get out there, be sociable, have fun, if you want to be feeling creative, if you want to be enjoying life, you've got to first feel good about yourself. And how can you feel good about yourself if you're not taking care of yourself on a physical level? So sort out that diet, sort out your sleeping habits, sort out your day-to-day routine so that you're feeling good and you're able to express yourself. You're able to have that fun and feel confident and flirty or whatever it is you want to feel with that Venus in the 5th house there, you know, you will be feeling like having fun. So if you want to be out there and socializing, make sure you're taking care of yourself and your needs first. Saturn will really appreciate you doing that. It's a responsible way of allowing yourself to have fun. Hello Capricorn, this new moon falls in your 5th house of creativity, self-expression, love, romance, children. This is about socializing. It's about feeling a bit flirtatious, feeling like you want to have fun just for the sake of having fun, which is really nice for you, Capricorn, because I feel like there's been a lot of change energy and maybe some quite tender kind of moments recently around the home, around family, around your security and foundations in the world. And so now you want to have fun, and hopefully you've done a lot of the restructuring and you've been rolling with the changes that have been happening on the home front, on the security kind of side of things. And now it's time for you to start enjoying yourself again. And the nice thing is, you know, I'm hoping that for a lot of you, what's been going on in terms of your foundation, your family, your home, your kind of private life, hopefully there's been some healing around that and you're feeling a little bit more solid and a little bit more stable in that now, which is now allowing you to feel like, okay, now I can lighten up a bit, now I can enjoy myself, now I can have some fun. So this new moon is great for just getting creative, getting in touch with your inner child again, bringing back some of that joy and laughter to life. And if you're single, you know, you might find that this is a really fun time for dating, you know, the first 2 weeks after this new moon. But just be aware that Mercury is retrograde, so you may not be getting everything completely. You might not be getting the truth completely or seeing things most clearly, but have fun. At the end of the day, that's what you want to do right now. You want to have fun, so enjoy, Capricorn. Hello, Aquarius. This new moon happens for you in your 4th house of home, family, it's private life, it's about our support system, our security in the world. So things have probably been going on for you behind the scenes in this area, you know, you've probably been feeling like there's stuff to look at here. And this new moon is an opportunity for you to, well, on the more mundane level, let's look at that. So if you want to remodel your house, if you want to redecorate, if you want to, you might be feeling like you get pleasure, you get a sense of security from redecorating the home. And that might bring you a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, a feeling of just putting you in touch with what you need on an emotional level. Sometimes things like that can just make us feel really good. And so this might be the case for you, that you're spending a lot of time around the home fixing things, doing bits of DIY. So it's a good time for that. On the more emotional level, this is about intimacy, this is about vulnerability. So with this new moon here, you know, is there a chance for you to perhaps be more vulnerable than you've been before, to establish new intimacy in terms of your relationships with others, and how do you feel? How secure do you feel? How secure do you feel in your place in the world and in your relationships? And this is a time of looking at your support systems, and you can make fresh starts in terms of giving and receiving support, and how you present yourself in terms of, you know, vulnerability, in terms of letting people in, letting people be there for you and being there for them. You've got Venus going into your 3rd house of communication 2 days after this new moon, and Mercury at the time of the new moon is also going to be in that 3rd house as well. So you might be looking at how you kind of communicate in terms of intimacy, how you communicate support. You know, do you speak words that are supportive? Are you understanding in your relationships with those most close to you in your private world? Are they understanding of you? So you might be looking at how you think, how you perceive things, how you communicate with those who share your private life with you, how you communicate with them, how it gives you a sense of support or doesn't perhaps. So it's an interesting time for that. I feel like it's quite gentle in a way. It allows you to gently review these issues, but certainly there's a certain level of self-honesty and vulnerability that you might allow yourself to have that you've not had in the past. So that's nice. Hello Pisces, this new moon for you is in your 3rd house, your 3rd house of communication, learning, neighbors, general busyness, you know, the day-to-day running around, that kind of thing. So Pisces, I feel like you're going to be probably having quite a lot of rapport with people, probably wanting to learn new things, being able to soak in a lot of new information. Some of this might be in regard to your finances, because there's been a lot going on for you financially, and Venus is moving back into that second house of yours of finances, things you value, your resources, 2 days after this new moon. Mercury's also retrograde in that area. So you might be looking at new ways of handling finances. You might be thinking about strategies, new strategies you've never considered before. You might be wanting to learn about money. You might be wanting to learn about how to invest in stocks and the marketplace and these kinds of things, bonds, all of that kind of stuff. And that's really positively aspected. But you'll be communicating a lot at the time of this new moon. And, it's a good time for handling the details, looking into the kind of smaller things and just taking care of business. And I feel like you're going to be feeling I think this Venus retrograde probably had quite a deep impact on you, Pisces. Especially going into your sign and meeting up with Neptune there. I'm sure it had quite a deep, quite a profound impact on you. And so now it's almost like you're coming out of this now. You're like, okay, I've done quite a bit of healing. I've really, gone to the depths of my soul and looked into things, and I'm cool now. Now I want to take care of business. Now I've got things to sort out. Now I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more empowered. And how am I going to move forward? So this is great for handling details, especially on a financial level, Pisces.